About Taoist fetal breathing. Ancient Chinese doctors have long recognized that fetal breathing has the miraculous effect of curing diseases and prolonging life, and created fitness methods such as breathing, turtle breathing, qi sinking into dantian, and fetal breathing. Breathing to the navel. Life is as long as heaven. This is the high evaluation of fetal breathing by health experts. The original meaning of fetal breathing is the breathing of the fetus in the mother's womb. The extended meaning is the deep internal breathing centered on the lower dantian. It is the innate breathing, just like the breathing of the fetus in the mother's womb. Dantian originated from Chinese Taoism. The cultivation term lower dantian of the inner dantian school means the place where essence is stored and the root of life. Fetal breathing is a self-contained system which is not affected by external breath, lung breathing. When entering the fetal breathing state, external breathing still proceeds naturally, but it is surviving. Fetal breathing is an important Taoist practice. Practice has proved that fetal breathing has significant effects on cultivating vital energy, nourishing essence, qi and spirit, treating 5 kinds of fatigue and 7 kinds of damage, and can also prolong life. Therefore, health practitioners of all dynasties have attached great importance to it and accumulated rich experience. However, due to the different theoretical foundations of Confucianism, Buddhism, Taoism, medicine, and other schools, there are also great differences in the understanding of fetal breathing. The term fetal breathing is now believed to have originated from Guhong's Bio-Puxia in the Jin dynasty. Those who have achieved fetal breathing can breathe without breathing through the nose and mouth, as if they are in the womb. It is believed that fetal breathing is a state that does not require mouth and nose breathing when practicing Qigong to a certain level. The Shang Jiao Feishi Jingzhu believes that those who practice Taoism often hide their qi below the navel and keep their spirit in the body. The spirit and qi combine to give birth to a mysterious fetus. Fetal breathing is regarded as a high-level Qigong state achieved by the combination of spirit and qi in the lower dantian during practice. More people regard fetal breathing as a breathing method, such as 10 kinds of Wanmizhai books for essentials for health preservation says. Breathing is continuous, like a child in the womb, so is called fetal breathing. It emphasizes that practitioners should slow down their breathing frequency as much as possible to achieve the state of fetal breathing is slight, as if it exists or not. Some people also point out that fetal breathing is inner alchemy, such as fetal breathing inscription says. It is called fetal breathing, but it is actually inner alchemy, thus confusing fetal breathing with inner alchemy and denying the independent existence of fetal breathing. So, how to understand fetal breathing? From the perspective of human respiratory physiology, the human respiratory process can be divided into internal breathing and external breathing. External breathing refers to the gas exchange between the human body itself and the external environment, which includes the following 3 types. With the help of the human respiratory system, gas exchange is carried out between the mouth, nose, trachea, and lungs, and the external environment. When a person is an embryo, gas exchange is carried out with the mother through the umbilical artery and umbilical vein. The human skin, pores, and acupuncture points directly exchange gas with the external environment. Internal breathing refers to the cellular respiration of the human body, that is, the process in which human cells absorb oxygen from the internal environment through the cell membrane, and then discharge carbon dioxide to the internal environment after redox metabolism. Relevant studies have shown that after Qigong exercise, the inherent ventilation function of the human body surface can be strengthened and the internal breathing can be significantly enhanced so that the human mouth and nose breathing can be greatly weakened and a continuous state can be achieved. At this time, the practitioner can feel that the pores of the whole body are completely open, the inside and outside of the body are integrated, and there's a feeling of floating in the air, just as Su Donpa talked about in Su Shunliang Fang. One breath stays by itself, no out and no in. It can be seen that the so-called fetal breathing is just a natural instinct of the human body in a highly quiet state. It is a physiological state that makes the internal and external breathing of the human body harmonious and fully exerts its function through Qigong exercise. It is not as mysterious as some literature says. As long as you persist in exercising and use the right method, anyone can reach this state. It can make people energetic, youthful, healthy for 100 years, and promote the development of human potential. The role of fetal breathing. Fetal breathing is the original state of life, which breeds the fundamental secrets of the essence of cosmic life. Ancient Chinese ascetics discovered in thousands of years of practice that fetal breathing is the path to longevity and the door to immortality. It is the best state of practice for the human body to eliminate diseases, return to youth, and merge with the energy of the universe. Ascetics all regard fetal breathing as a high-level goal of practice. Life comes from the embryo, which is originally derived from fetal breathing. Returning to the innate fetal breathing is the self-regeneration of life. Entering fetal breathing is entering the origin of life, which can make life rejuvenate. Practicing fetal breathing solves the problem from the root of life. The main function of fetal breathing is to connect people with the energy in the body. Entering fetal breathing is like building a life energy processing plant in the body. Life energy will be created continuously, and the insufficient will be supplemented. Loss of internal energy and excess will be removed. Various diseases and hidden diseases in the body. When the vitality increases to a certain extent, it begins to return to the root of life and achieve rejuvenation. Its highest state is the unity of man and nature and eternal life. With the strengthening of vitality, people's immunability will also be enhanced, which will provide fundamental support for resisting diseases, defeating terminal illnesses, maintaining youth, and developing wisdom. Fetal breathing is the nemesis of diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and hypertension, known as modern invisible killers. Fetal breathing has significant therapeutic effects on chronic bronchitis, rheumatism, rheumatoid arthritis, etc. During the fetal breathing process, the most obvious thing for women is that their facial skin becomes better, delicate, ruddy, and shiny. This is an effect that cannot be achieved by any beauty method. This is the result of fetal breathing making the endocrine system vigorous. Male elders will have an erection every morning, without desire or desire. Facial skin becomes firm, rosy and youthful, and dark spots fade. Only by practicing fetal breathing can we develop human potential, create life energy by ourselves, and support the sustainability of physical life. It is precisely because of the efficacy of fetal breathing that it has become the patent of ancient saints and the secret of Taoism. Heroes of all ages bowed their heads to it, and saints of all ages stumbled for it. Fetal breathing is like an invisible mountain lying between life and death. You can't see it, catch it, solve it, or reach it. Fetal breathing is a very important practice method in Taoism. It was invented earlier than inner alchemy, but it is an indispensable part of inner alchemy. The origin of fetal breathing can be said to have existed since the beginning of Chinese culture. The academic creation of fetal breathing that can be verified today originated from Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu realized the longevity of returning to nature and returning to nothingness and returning to nature through fetal breathing. Levels of fetal breathing. From the above, we know that fetal breathing is a natural instinct that is reactivated through certain training methods after the natural instinct of the human body degenerates. This is a relatively long and arduous process, so the practice of fetal breathing also has certain levels. According to the different reactions and requirements of the practice, it can be divided into 3 levels. When the practitioner practices according to the correct requirements and persists to a certain degree, some very wonderful feelings will appear, such as itching, numbness, coolness, swelling, etc. The skin's sensitivity increases, the breathing frequency decreases, and it is continuous. As the sense of qi increases further, the practitioner will have a feeling that the internal qi is connected and integrated with the world. At this time, the respiratory function of the skin and cells is significantly enhanced, indicating that fetal breathing has really begun. That is, the first level of fetal breathing. After entering the state of fetal breathing, the practitioner should eliminate all distractions. In the quiet and nothingness, the natural instinct of the human body is activated, and gas is exchanged with the outside world directly through the human skin, pores, acupoints, cell membranes, etc., thereby producing a higher level of activity. Oral and nasal breathing naturally stops completely and enters the second level of fetal breathing. When fetal breathing continues to a certain extent, a chaotic state will occur in which the internal qi cannot go out and the external qi cannot come in. All perceptual activities of the human body's higher nerves will stop completely, and the body will enter the advanced Qigong thought of unity of spirit and Qi. At this time, many potentials of the human body are stimulated, and many wonderful scenes and special functions appear. Millions of practitioners may be fascinated by these scenes and covet the wonderful effects of special functions, but they should forget about the body and mind and return these strange scenes to nothingness. Only in this way can the infinite vitality inherent in human life be fully exerted. This is called the third level of fetal breathing. Practice of fetal breathing. There are many ways to practice fetal breathing, which are generally divided into 2 categories: breath holding and breath regulation. The key to the breath holding method is that people consciously hold their breath to achieve more in and less out, so as to actively conserve energy and ensure smooth flow of qi and blood. Fetal breathing is relative to normal breathing. Bio Pussy said, "Those who can do fetal breathing can breathe freely without using their mouths and noses, just like in a fetal sac." Most people breathe with their lungs. If you gradually stop the function of your lungs through practicing Qigong and breathe with your skin, navel, and dantian, this is fetal breathing. Humans originally have this special ability, but unfortunately, it only exists in the mother's womb. After birth, this innate function begins to lurk in the body and can only be restored through hard training. Fetal breathing is a very important practice in Taoism. It was invented earlier than the inner elixir, but it is an indispensable part of the inner elixir. Its primary stage is roughly equivalent to the stage of refining qi in the inner elixir, and its advanced stage is equivalent to the stage of refining qi into spirit in the inner elixir. The advanced stage of fetal breathing often appears at the same time as the formation of the great circulation and the inner elixir, and is automatically formed as the skill level increases. However, the primary stage of fetal breathing can also be practiced alone. The main manifestations of fetal breathing are nostril fluttering, chest tightness and shortness of breath, and difficulty breathing. It manifests as 3 concave symptoms: concave above the clavicle, concave between the 2 ribs, concave in the abdomen, and palpitation in the lower abdomen, that is, the pulse of the dantian. When the dantian beats toward the Mingmen, the skin pores appear to inhale, and the skin of the whole body feels cool. On the contrary, when the dantian beats back to the Mingmen, the skin pores appear to exhale, and the skin of the whole body feels hot. 1. Primary fetal breathing practice. Donlu-style fetal breathing method. When exhaling, think about the heat of the coccyx gate from the coccyx point to the Mingmen point. Taoists call this part the coccyx gate, and when inhaling, think about the dantian sticking to the Mingmen or the coccyx gate. After a period of repeated breathing cycles, the dantian beats toward the Ming Men in a pulsating manner. When the dantian jumps to the Ming Men, it pauses for a few seconds and then jumps back to the original position, and then pauses for a few seconds and jumps back to the Ming Men. In this way, an automatic rhythm is generated, and the Danlu-style fetal breathing is successful. Tianfeng-style fetal breathing method. Tian refers to Shuangguan acupoint. Shuangguan acupoint is between the two eyes, 1 to 2 inches from the outside to the inside, and Feng represents the lower dantian. When practicing, when inhaling, the mind is focused on the lower dantian, and the true qi of Shuangguan acupoint is inhaled into the lower dantian with force. After a while, the true qi of the lower dantian is exhaled to Shuangguan acupoint. After repeating this cycle for a period of time, Shuangguan and the lower dantian will produce stagnant qi, which gradually leads to the splitting force between qi high acupoint and the lower dantian. That is, the dantian splits to Mingmen. Repeating this cycle, when the lower dantian produces an automatic rhythm, the Tianfeng-style fetal breathing method is practiced. Umbilical Yin-style fetal breathing method. Umbilical refers to the navel, and Yin refers to the perineum. The perineum is the starting point of the Run and Chong meridians. The umbilical cord is the orifice on the Run meridian, the acupoint where the 12 meridians converge, and the place where the human body's vital energy is stored. When inhaling, the mind is focused on the perineum to generate true qi, and the true qi rises from the perineum along the Run meridian to the navel with the mind. When exhaling, the mind is focused on the navel. The true qi generated from the navel will slowly descend to the perineum along the Run channel with the mind. After repeating this for a period of time, the area between the navel and the perineum will become hot, swollen, and tense, and then produce dense internal qi. When the qi high and the lower dantian produce an automatic rhythm, the navel-yin fetal breathing is successful. Precautions for original fetal breathing. 1. The most important thing about original fetal breathing is the issue of mind and guidance, because the above 3 methods cannot be practiced in a short period of time. It takes a long time. Because the practice time is long, practitioners often cannot maintain mind and guidance for a long time. Once the mind and guidance stop, distracting thoughts will arise, which will directly affect the effect of the practice. 2. The body must be relaxed. For beginners, if the body is not relaxed, the weak qi will not flow through the meridians. The qi cannot reach specific parts, and the specific internal strength cannot be exerted, and the fetal breathing cannot be practiced. 3. When the fetal breath starts, there are 2 double breath-holding processes between exhalation and inhalation. During the double breath-holding, the practitioner will feel chest tightness and suffocation for the first time, and breathing will be difficult or even unbearable. He often fears that he will suffocate to death, and always wants to replace the fetal breath with ordinary breath. When ordinary breath begins, the automatic rhythm of the fetal breath has not yet been formed, so it is easy to be disturbed and suppressed. Therefore, ordinary breath is the nemesis of the fetal breath for beginners, and it should be avoided when practicing. 4. After practicing fetal breath for about a month, the double breath holding of the fetal breath will slowly disappear. The breathing method of fetal breath can be changed at will. For example, if the original dantian sticking to the Ming Men is the skin's inhalation movement at this time, as long as the subjective intention is added, the skin can change to exhalation. On the contrary, when the dantian jumps back, the skin originally shows the exhalation movement, and the intention can be added to change the skin to the inhalation movement. In addition, the intention can be used to make the skin show a single inhalation or exhalation movement, regardless of how the dantian jumps back and forth. 2. Advanced fetal breathing exercises. There are 3 places where yin and yang intersect in the human body. The first is the intersection of the eyes. The left eye belongs to yang, and the right eye belongs to yin. When the two eyes look at each other, divine light is generated. The divine light shines on the chi points, which transforms yin into yang, just like the sun in the sky, shining on the earth to grow all things. Without it, nothing can grow. The second is the intersection of the heart and kidney. The heart belongs to the yin and yang, and the kidney chi belongs to the yang and yin. When the heart and kidney intersect, essence is generated, which transforms into body fluids and irrigates the 5 internal organs. The third is the intersection of internal chi and weather. Internal chi belongs to the yang and yin, and weather belongs to the yin in yang. When the two chi intersect, inner elixir is generated, which transforms the yin of the whole body into a pure yang body. These 3 intersections are all guided by true intention. That is, use the idea of one mind to guide the intersection of yin and yang. To practice fetal breathing, 3 intersections must be passed to generate internal chi, and then the fetal breathing state can be formed. Eye-crossing training method. After sitting down, lightly close your lips. Press your tongue against the upper palate. Cross your eyes and look at the light at the root of the bridge of the nose, and focus your mind on the center of your eyes. Do not use force to look, but look easily and freely. When you see your eyes swollen or blurred, it is the scene of the concentration of yin and yang. Close your eyes and rotate your eyeballs along the eye sockets to gather the yin and yang into a circle. Rotate the left eye up and right down for 36 times to consolidate the yang energy. Open your eyes and rotate the left eye down and right up for 24 times to degenerate the yin energy. After the rotation, close your eyes and look inward at the circle in the Zuqiao acupoint. After about 5 minutes, when you feel that the saliva in your mouth is sufficient, use the divine light of the intersection of the 2 eyes to send the saliva down to the chi point below the navel and follow the gaze to look at the chi point. Observe the state of emptiness in the acupoint. When inhaling, use your mind to reach the chi point and let the exhalation be natural. The mind is always in the lower dantian, so that there is no distracting thoughts. After practicing like this for 3 months, you will be able to feel a small bead of chi in the center of your eyes, which is the generation of divine light. You will only feel a round shape, but no light. To reach this state, the practitioner must have patience and perseverance. If you feel your penis erect, it is a signal of producing medicine from the impulse of the essence and chi. Practitioners must distinguish between the clear and the turbid and collect and refine them. When the penis is erect without any distracting thoughts, the saliva is collected and refined, swallowed into the chi point to be sealed and transformed, and it is the pure raw material for alchemy. The method of collection and refining is that if the penis is weak, the microyang, small medicine, is too tender and should not be taken. You can use the divine light and the true intention to lead it back to the chi point from the place where the penis moves and observe the empty state in the point. This process needs to be repeated many times. After many accumulations of microyang, the penis will be erect and swollen, and the small medicine is neither old nor tender. At this time, it should be cooked immediately. Use your mind to collect it from the moving part back to dantian. Pause for a while, then stop. Exhale from Baihui to Xiaodanshan, and repeat the cycle countless times until the penis shrinks. Saliva is produced in the mouth. Swallow it and send it to the chi point. Heart and kidney communication training method. Every time you sit in meditation, shine the divine light on the chi point. Listen to the chi point. Focus on the chi point. Adjust the nasal breath to reach the chi point, so that the external essence and divine light intersect continuously and densely, stored in dantian, without any distracting thoughts, and enter a chaotic state. Suddenly, there is a movement, and the vital energy appears in Dantian. The appearance of vital energy is the manifestation of fetal breathing. The vital energy in Dantian is lively and agile, melodious, beautiful, and flowing in the limbs, as if intoxicated. When the vital energy moves greatly, use your mind to draw it back, and the vital energy rises to the brain, stops for a moment, and produces saliva in the mouth. Swallow it back with your mind, and descend into the Zyadanshan. From then on, I felt that the breath in my nose seemed to be there and not there, and I only felt that the vital energy rose from behind and fell in front, circulating up and down. This is the scene of the heart and kidney intercommunication, which is also the so-called. To obtain the immortality of the valley spirit, you must establish the foundation from the mysterious pin. The valley spirit is the primordial spirit that receives the divine light in the eyes, and the mysterious pin is the middle gate between the heart and the kidney. The vital energy swirls up and down, back and forth in the empty heart and kidney gate, and only then can the foundation of true fetal breathing be established. Method of practicing the intersection of internal energy and heavenly energy. Through the intersection of the heart and the kidney, the internal energy rotates between the heart and the kidney, so that the breath in the nose is practiced to not enter or exit. That is, the external breathing is transformed into internal breathing. That is, fetal breathing. Every time you practice, focus on fetal breathing, and do not forget or help the divine light to fix it on the fetal breathing, and keep your mind still. Naturally, you will feel the external and internal response, and feel the vital energy circulating inside and outside your body. In this state, when swallowing the golden liquid in the mouth, you must first draw the qi from the perineum and let it rise along the back to the brain. You must quickly guide the divine light into the brain, gather it for a moment, and send it to the lower dantian with the liquid in the mouth, and then keep it for a while. If you practice like this, the primordial energy will appear vast and strong, filling the whole body. You will only feel peaceful and calm. The body is in the qi, and the qi is in the body. The light of the primordial spirit hangs above the ancestral orifice, flickering and shining the whole body. In this way, the internal and external qi will be highly intertwined, which the ancients called Qian Kuan intercourse. 3. Advanced fetal breathing training method. After sitting down, shine the divine light on the lower dantian, so that the spirit enters the qi, and the qi surrounds the spirit. With this mind, it takes 2 years to practice the intercourse of spirit and qi, until there is no distracting thoughts, the pulse does not beat, the fetal breath stops, and it is fixed in the void. You only feel that there is divine light shining in the ancestral orifice, forming a state of entering a small state of concentration. The extreme stillness brings life. Suddenly, I feel the whole body's vital energy gathers to the lower dantian, and a group of true energy appears, contained in the Jiang Palace. This is the energy of the Jiang Palace, which wraps the Yuanshan. Every day, I feel muddled, as if I am pregnant in the mother's womb, and I feel warm and nourished. In this state of practice, sometimes there is a beating in the Zuqiao acupoint, and soon the whole body is beating, like frying beans, exploding continuously. Suddenly, nectar falls from the mouth, and I quickly use the divine light to stare at the lower mouth, turn the Maoyu Zhodian once, and store it in the field. Sometimes in the stillness, I suddenly see a bright moon appearing in front of me, and I use the divine light to look at it. After a while, there is sunlight, which merges with moonlight. I quickly use the divine light to condense and converge, and inhale it through my nose, and send it to the lower dantian together with the saliva. The principle of disease prevention and treatment of fetal breathing method. The breathing method of fetal breathing method is abdominal breathing. Generally, mammals adopt abdominal breathing. Its advantages are that it can give full play to the functions of heart and lung cells, increase lung capacity, strengthen heart function, increase the power of the digestive system, and then enhance and activate its functions, which is conducive to eliminating toxins accumulated in the intestine and releasing internal stress. Humans only use abdominal breathing as the main method during the fetal and infant period. Since learning to walk, they have changed to local chest breathing as the main method. Due to the change in breathing methods, most lung lobe cells have been idle for a long time, losing their activity, making lung capacity smaller, thus affecting human lifespan and potential. Animals with long lifespans are mostly based on abdominal breathing. For example, turtles and snakes. Turtles breathe with their abdomens, and snakes walk with their abdomens, so they have long lifespans. Why is abdominal breathing so relevant to life? Because the abdominal cavity contains all organs except the heart, brain, and lungs. The abdominal cavity is very important because it includes the digestive system, hematopoietic system, reproductive system, urinary system, endocrine system, and part of the lymphatic system, and has a large number of blood vessels and nerves. However, since humans began to walk upright, they have mainly used chest breathing, and abdominal breathing has begun to degenerate, so abdominal movement has weakened, causing waste to accumulate easily and blood flow to stagnate easily. In severe cases, the narrowing of abdominal blood flow can also affect the blood supply to the brain. Therefore, it is very important to strengthen abdominal breathing and promote abdominal movement. The benefit of abdominal breathing is that it increases the volume of the thoracic cavity, increases the negative pressure of the thoracic cavity, reduces the pressure of the superior and inferior vena cava, and accelerates blood return through the change of abdominal pressure. Due to the regular increase and decrease of abdominal pressure, the activity of abdominal organs is strengthened, which improves the blood circulation of the digestive tract, promotes the digestion and absorption function of the digestive tract, promotes intestinal peristalsis, prevents constipation, accelerates the discharge of toxins, reduces auto-intoxication, and achieves the purpose of slowing down aging. Because the intestinal system is the temporary storage place for the main channel of human food metabolism and waste, the amount of bacteria in the feces is amazing. The retention of feces not only accelerates the reproduction of bacteria, but also increases the absorption of intestinal toxins. Abdominal qigong is the most effective laxative, so it is of great significance to anti-aging. In addition, it is also effective in preventing colon cancer and hemorrhoids. In addition, abdominal breathing also includes pelvic exercises, that is, while taking a big abdominal breath, it is combined with anal contraction and anal relaxation exercises and abdominal contraction and lifting. The purpose is to promote pelvic blood flow, because the organs in the pelvic cavity involve the human endocrine system and the reproductive and urinary system, which is an important part that cannot be ignored. This exercise is convenient and easy to do. If you stick to it every day, it is of great significance to eliminate abdominal fat, eliminate abdominal waste, improve abdominal blood circulation, and promote the life activities of abdominal and pelvic organs. If you can insist on doing fetal breathing every day, it will help prolong your life.